I'm Noah Schutz, and this is how I'll measure my life. I'd like to kick off this presentation by highlighting the importance of this presentation to me. I think my biggest takeaway is that this is allowing me to create a strategy to stick to. I think it's important to have a strategy in my personal and business life uh, because the day-to-day decisions that I make will benefit that strategy ultimately. It's also important to know how to allocate your time and effort, is what I've learned. And then also, this allows me to look at the big picture and where I'm going to be in 30 and 40 years and look back and really knowing, okay, did I follow that strategy? Is my work satisfying to me? The first way I'd like to measure my life is using motivation. I think it's important to know what motivates me so I can steer away from burnout. For instance, I'm motivated by, is my work satisfying? If I'm doing a mundane task that feels like busy work, I'm not going to be as motivated as, controlling a bigger picture side of things, which I enjoy more. I think goals in the workplace is something I'd like to measure my life with. I think the best way to do that is those SMART goals and having something that is measurable and also obtainable, but still difficult to get to, and something I can really stack. And I think once you're able to stack those goals in one after another in your career, you're going to be more motivated to reach the next, and then you're going to have less of that burnout, like I was talking about earlier. One thing that was talked about in class that I'd like to measure my life with is the direction, intensity, and persistence. I think these are important because it's going to keep you working towards your goals. That direction is the goal, and then the intensity is showing up and giving your 100% in the workplace and at home every day. And the persistence, showing up and giving that 100% 5 days of the week, rather than giving yourself a day off, like you talked about in the essay. Giving yourself 100%, holding yourself to 100% is a lot easier than giving yourself 5% leeway and I need a day off today. I'd also like to measure my life with personality and ability. I think it's important to know how you can effectively use your personality in a team. This is important because, my work gives me a sheet. It's my manager's and mine is how can we best talk something over. It's important to know your personality and what's going to frustrate you in a conversation, but also those around you and how you can avoid having a conversation that's not going to be effective to the workplace. I think the big five that can do is important because people who are conscientious are going to perform way better than those who are neurotic. And I think conscientious is going to be the best performing in a workplace. So if I can work towards those personality traits and be more conscientious and less neurotic, I can perform better, both in the workplace and then also at home. Ethics is the last way I'd like to measure my life. I think it's important to use ethics because it's the decisions you make that are best going to benefit others. So I think it's important to understand others' metaphysics and why they think something instead of judging them and walking away from a conversation because you don't agree with them, and be able to talk to them and talk it out and the nature of why they think that. Utilitarianism is important to me and something I'd like to measure my life with because I like to make decisions based larger towards benefiting the greater group instead of a few individuals. And like mentioned in the essay, I want to live my life with integrity. And I think in that roadmap and big picture I mentioned earlier, it's important to look back and really realize, did I make this decision with integrity and holding myself to that integrity?